Who would you rather build your team around? Trae Young or Ja Morant? Let's talk about that in this video. What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and today you're talking sports with MG Nas. And today we have a big debate that I have and a big question that I have, and I want to present to you guys. And first off, I want to ask you guys to comment down below your thoughts and opinions and what you think is the better player to build your team around. And I want y'all to use that comment section in order to tell me that. Now, before we get into today's topic, make sure you guys like the video. If you enjoyed today's content, hit the subscribe button. If you are new, I post sports content about NBA, NFL, and college sports. So if you enjoy all of those things, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and tell all your friends about the channel. Hit the like button. That's the easiest way to support the channel. Hit the notification bell so that way you don't miss any video or content that I drop on this channel. Without further ado, let's get right into today's video. So, we got Ja Morant, we got Trae Young, and I have a question for y'all, and I'm going to answer this question myself. Who are you building your team around? Now, recently, in the last few weeks, I did the same thing with LaMelo Ball versus Zion Williamson. And in the comment section, I kind of got mixed answers. Some said Zion, some said LaMelo. But it was one comment that I recently got on that video that said Ja Morant. And that gave me the thought. Because me and one of my friends, Corrupt, we always say how Trae Young is one of the most overrated young players. And that just made me think, who would I build my team around between these two guys? So I'm going to get into that right now. So with the season stats for these two players, Ja Morant is averaging 19 points per game, 7.5 assists, and he's shooting around 43% from the field at the time of this recording. Trae Young is averaging 25 points per game on 9.5 assists with 43% also shooting from the field. So they both have the same field goal percentage. Trae Young is 2 more assists and he has about 6 more points. So when you look at the stats, you say, oh, obviously Trae Young. But we're not asking who is the better player right now or, who's better this season. The question is, who are you building around? And that is where the season stats this year kind of goes out of picture. And I am actually going to go with Ja Morant. Now, here's why. I do believe Trae Young is the better shooter, and I do think Trae Young is the better scorer. But I do like that Ja Morant takes higher percentage shots, and, he has a better athletic ability, and he's a little bigger. So, the injuries, I feel like, will be less worried with him than it is Trae Young, because that skinny, short frame, it just scares me so much that if you take one hit, you're so fragile and skinny that you're going to get injured, and that just scares me. When Ja Morant, he is kind of skinny too, but he has a little bit of length in him and a little bit more size, so that favors Ja Morant as far as the injury. But I believe Ja Morant has been injured more throughout his career, so that take that I just may not be accurate as of right now, but I do think in the future that will play a factor on Trae Young's career. As far as the leadership, I did hear a little thing about Trae Young and John Collins. John Collins was a little frustrated with some of his shot selections, and I never hear that from the Grizzlies locker room. They're never, saying, oh, Ja Morant, I don't want you taking this shot or that shot. I feel like it's trust more inside of the Grizzlies locker room. Not to mention, and I'm not saying Trae Young has anything to do with this, but it's just funny how Trae Young, reportedly before Lloyd Pierce got fired, he had a little bit of issues with Lloyd Pierce. So I'm not saying he's a bad locker room guy, but that's just something interesting as far as their locker room presence and their leadership. Now, as far, like I said, Trae Young is obviously the better three-point shooter all around, but he does take lower percentage shots, and he takes a lot of risk on certain possessions. Sometimes he doesn't pass it, and he takes the deep three. And a lot of the times it works, and he makes highlight plays, and everyone loves it. But when it doesn't work, it's very frustrating to the people around him who specifically, like John Collins, who can score the ball, Clint Capella, who can get in some pick and roll, some lob action. where you just got a guy chucking up shots and you guys want to help contribute, but you can't do that because you have such a ball dominant guy who sometimes takes too many bad shots, or he drives into the lane, tries to flop or get a foul, like Trae Young has done a lot this season, and he doesn't get a foul call, and now the offensive possession is dead. Now, as far as the playmaking ability, I do believe Trae Young is slightly the better playmaker. He is averaging 2 more assists, so that kind of just says that all as far as in the playmaking department. They both have a pretty solid basketball IQ as far as making plays and creating shots for their other teammate. So that's I think that's good for both players. They both have a high basketball IQ, and IQ in basketball plays a big role, especially in playoff basketball. I think that's why you see guys like Rajon Rondo, perform better in the playoffs, because that IQ for the playoffs with both of these guys, Trae Young and Ja Morant, will be something special to watch in the future. Now, as far as free throw shooting, I think Trae Young is, like I said, I think Trae Young is just a better shooter overall. But like I said, man, the thing that does it for me with Ja Morant, he takes a higher percentage shots, he takes smart shots, and he gets his teammates involved when he needs to. And his athletic ability is just impressive. And I do believe, yes, he does, with his athletic ability, he might get injured. But as far as his size, I will have to worry about less with like the little injuries, because I can trust Ja Morant to take a little bit more contact than I can trust Trae Young because of the body build and the body size. So that's just basically what I think about these two players. You guys let me know if you disagree with my opinion, if you agree, if you slightly agree, down below in the comment section. Let me know by hitting the like button if you enjoyed today's content. And if you do enjoy the channel and you're new, hit the subscribe button. It's your boy MG Nas, and until next time, I am out. Peace.